Squirrels are my absolute favorite wild animal. They're inquisitive, personable, smart, feisty, and cute. So much so that I've threatened my partner many times over the years with the idea of rescuing a baby squirrel to raise and keep in the house, to her disapproval. They're also my favorite animal to hunt. Instead of sitting in a blind or a tree, you get to slowly walk through and enjoy the woods. It's easy to explore new areas, try new things, and to keep an eye out for future opportunities for hunting or foraging. It's a low investment and high success endeavor. And you get to do all this from early fall to midwinter, experiencing multiple seasons and a shifting landscape. A squirrel was the first animal I took out in the woods when I started hunting, and they continue to be a staple activity for me. My non-hunting friends often wonder how I can shoot something that I love so much. I usually start by telling them that I really like the hens that I keep for eggs, but I still happily eat chicken. The deeper reasons revolve around the connection that comes out of hunting. I enjoyed squirrels before I started hunting them, but I didn't really know them. I didn't know what each of their calls meant. I didn't know the sound of one gnawing open a nut high up in a tree, or the signs of the nut left on the ground. I never paid attention to the particular scratching noise that a squirrel's claws create against bark when they're hiding on the opposite side of a tree trunk. I never recognized the different preferences between fox squirrels and gray squirrels. Learning to recognize all of these came, for me, out of hunting. Sure, I could have learned all of this without ultimately shooting them, but it's a strong motivator, and putting food on the table has given me a tangible reason to pay more attention. This feeling can be applied generally to hunting any animal, but I first felt it for squirrels when I realized how much more I was seeing and hearing after my first few years of hunting them. Hunting for squirrels has moved me even further towards caring about them and their habitat in a way that I may never have gotten to otherwise. You could argue that I don't care enough about any particular squirrel not to shoot it, but I'd say that I care more about and am closer to squirrels as a whole than almost anyone who doesn't hunt them. There's a much larger discussion here about my feelings around how hunting animals can easily and often mean caring more about them, and I'm open to questions in the comments to try to guide that kind of a video for a later date. It seems like a lot of hunters who have been at it for most of their lives move past squirrels. It's possible that I will too, eventually, having only been hunting for about a decade. But every hunter I talk to about squirrel hunting looks back so fondly on their time doing it that I can't help but wonder why they stopped completely. Pot pie is my go-to dish for a pile of squirrels. Pressure cooking them makes the meat fall off the bones and leaves me with a stock to make the gravy. After I get done picking them, I start chopping up all the veggies and set aside the rest of the ingredients for the filling. Fry off the vegetables, add herbs, lightly brown the roux, add the liquids, and simmer. Once it's done, I can package any extra filling in 2-portion sizes and prep 2 crocks for the oven. Half an hour later, we have a delicious hearty squirrel pot pie. Things are starting to pick up for the tracking sheet. Besides the squirrels, the hens have finally started to lay some eggs again, and I got my first harvest from the hydroponic unit. I'm currently in the middle of collecting sap to boil down in the maple syrup, and a pig hunting trip is very near, both of which will be impactful. Spring is just around the corner, and I can't wait.